Hey guys, what's up? Once again, there's scary story. Let's get into it.
This
Sorry
story is
guys,
told
my
in a
voice sounds
female
a little bit weird
perspective.
right now. I'm
It
a little
happened to
bit
me when I was
tired.
around 15 years old. I would always love going to this arcade that was located close to my house. The arcade was always open till late, so it was usually packed to full capacity. My parents didn't mind if I went by myself, as long as I made it back before my curfew was over. Every time I was at this arcade, I would always play with the Pac-Man machine. I don't know why, it's just I had a knack for Pac-Man and it was my favorite game to play. Later that night, I remember seeing these two guys play the game Dance Dance Revolution. I always enjoyed watching others play it, as it was quite mesmerizing to say the least. That's when a random guy approached me from out of the blue and asked if I'd be interested in playing air hockey with him. I personally didn't see any harm in it, so I said, sure. He introduces himself as Ben, and I introduce myself as well. We end up playing a few rounds and even chatted for a bit. Ben was even generous enough to buy me a drink. I eventually noticed it was getting pretty late and realized it was probably close to my curfew. I checked my pockets and noticed my phone was missing. I didn't know if I forgot it at home or something, so I tell Ben that it was time for me to go. He then tells me that he needs to use the restroom and politely asks if I could keep an eye on his cell phone, which was charging on the wall along with his belongings. I said sure, and he proceeds to head to the restroom. I decided to call my cell phone using Ben's phone, just in case I accidentally dropped it somewhere in the arcade. I noticed he didn't have a pass lock on it, so it was pretty easy to use. I dial my number and his car and act like nothing ever happened. To this day, I'm still traumatized from the encounter I had with Ben that night. I lay on my bed from time to time, pondering what sick plan he was orchestrating that made me want to throw up. It was photos of myself ranging from inside and outside the arcade. The photos range from a couple months ago till now. As I was swiping more and more and more, I realized that this guy had been secretly stalking and taking photos of me. One photo that really sent chills down my spine was a candid style photo of myself playing the Pac-Man machine with Ben standing right behind me. He must have had someone take the photo of us. I quickly delete all the photos of his phone. That's when someone named Greg texted Ben's phone saying, "Yo, Ben, is she still with you? I'm outside with the van." That's when I look up and see Ben staring at me with a creepy-ass smile.
He meant by that. The next day I sat in class. I kind of fell asleep during the lecture in my psychology class. The dream
Place? I honestly could have made a scene, but I took the high road and said, sure, but I need to use the restroom first. He then says, sure, let me walk you there. Ben walks me to the restroom, and I immediately took the opportunity to call my dad to come pick me up. I can see Ben glimpsing through the door every time someone exited the restroom like a creep. That's when I decided to tell two older girls I saw about my situation. They kindly escort me outside, only to find Ben no longer there. I then get a call from my dad telling me to come outside and that he has arrived. I quickly rush into his car and act like nothing ever happened. To this day, I'm still traumatized from the encounter I had with Ben that night. I lay on my bed from time to time, pondering what sick plan he was orchestrating that night. All I know is that I don't plan on going back to that arcade anytime soon.
Oh, Ben's outside of it. Aww. He probably thought she was pretty and wanted to ask her out on a date. Now I feel sad for him. He just wanted to get to know her and ask her out on a few dates, maybe. Maybe he had a crush on her. Like she thought she was pretty and nice and kind. And he just had a crush on her. Guys, subscribe if you feel the same way. Leave a like if you feel bad for the guy. He might have been a creep, but he just wanted to get to know her. I mean, some of you guys who subscribe to me, when I'm out in public, I start looking on Instagram. Just kidding, I don't have any Instagram. See? Or I start scrolling on YouTube TikToks. Like YouTubers who post TikToks. That's what these are. Some of you guys take videos of me. I'm just gonna say now, stop it. Just stop it, please. But I feel bad for the guy.
So about 3 weeks ago, I started having these strange dreams, often involving little things happening in a different order than usual. It started off pretty normal. My school bus came down my street from an abnormal direction. For some reason, this stuck with me. The dreams were kind of, like an anthology. The second dream followed the next night. The dream started the same, but this time, I got on the bus. People's faces were just blurry, and an odd middle-aged man sat behind me, which is off seeing as how it's a school bus. The man whispered to me, but I didn't understand what he said. The next night, I had the same dream, but a few minor differences. This time I understood what he said. Remember, don't ask questions. I really didn't understand what he meant by that. The next day I sat in class. I kind of fell asleep during the lecture in my psychology class. The dream continued where it left off. The strange man stood up, and the bus flipped. Before I woke up, he kept repeating a name. I didn't understand it. When I woke up, my mom was calling me, and I stepped outside of the classroom, so I had to answer. My mother informed me that my estranged father had passed. She sent me a link of the obituary. There was a picture of the strange man. Was it some kind of intuition, or my mind playing tricks on me? After that, the dream stopped. I still haven't figured out what the last thing he said was. I guess I'll never know.
Hey mom, can I get the PS5? Yes, you can get a PS5. OMG, really? I'm gonna pre-order it online right now. Wow. Please order it. Okay, I just took your credit card and used it to place my order. Great job. I know I am so excited to play it. Yeah, it will be fun. I bought the entire set. Red heart.
Aww.
This story is told.
Okay, guys. This video is getting a little bit long. See you on the next video. Bye, guys.